because I really didn't have an idea on what to do for a video for tonight, but I do have the next 2 videos planned, so kind of just need to fill the void. So hopefully you guys are okay with this. So make sure you guys like the video if you do like the video. Like the video if you also want more Star Wars content. I'm always down to do more Star Wars content. Also, make sure you check out last night's video. It was a very fun roleplay. It was like a mall shoe cleaning roleplay video. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I think that's everything. Comment down below your favorite Star Wars movie. Maybe what you thought about the Book of Boba Fett or any of the other Disney Plus Star Wars things that are coming up, especially the new Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Gonna be super cool to see that. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think about that, and subscribe to the channel, I think, if you want to. And let us get started. Alright, so obviously this is a tier ranking video. If you haven't seen a tier ranking video before, I have a lot of them on my channel. This one is going to be based off of the Star Wars series and also movies. They're basically going to be going through S tier, which is the best of best, or maybe even my favorite, which, by the way, this is my own opinion. This isn't like the official listing, or I guess how everyone should feel. This is just how I feel, my own opinions. Make sure you keep that in mind. My opinion is dumb, stupid, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. But yeah, it's going to be going off of the movies and also the TV series that I've been on, not only Disney Plus, but other platforms as well. The very last category is actually going to be a D, because in my opinion, I don't think anything that has come out has been an F tier. I don't think any Star Wars thing that has ever come out has been literally unable to watch. At least that's, again, my own opinion. If you want to make this listing, put an F tier and put a bunch of stuff in there, that's totally fine. But to me personally, I don't have an F tier because I don't think any of these are unwatchable. There is one under D, which is going to be I haven't seen yet, which there are a couple things I haven't gotten to yet that I have planned to, or haven't seen all of it yet to really give my full opinion on. So with that being said, let's get started. The first one that they actually have up here is one thing I just haven't seen at all. I don't even know where you could see this or when this even came out, but it's Star Wars Resistance. It's a cartoon show. Looks kind of like a very cool animation style. I think I would actually be kind of interested in it. All I see on here is that there's BB-8 on the thing. Looks kind of cool. I really do love BB-8, but I have never even started the show, seen the show. I mean, maybe you can look it up on YouTube, but I'm not entirely sure where I could even find it to find where to watch the show, but I don't really have an opinion on it. One show I do have an opinion on is The Mandalorian, and this is kind of why I wanted to do this tier ranking, is because it has the TV series in there, well, the Disney Plus series on here. The Mandalorian, wow. Yeah, that's tough. That's really tough where to put it. The first season of The Mandalorian, as you guys know, is definitely a slow cooker type of TV series, which is good. Mandalorian was nice, sort of fresh breath of air, you could say, and I'm gonna put it at A. I thought it was really good. I really like the character. The characters in the show even are really good. I think definitely the second season, in my opinion, was really good. The first season was very solid, but you could definitely tell they got a little bit more, I guess, used to what they're going to be putting in the show's direction in the second series. So that's why I've kind of liked the second season a little bit more. So I think A is a good spot for it. Maybe you could put it at B if you don't really like that type of content, sort of the slow cooker, random filler episodes that have no plot line or anything like that. I can understand why you maybe not really enjoy this show, but I enjoy shows like that. Like, I love shows like, I don't know, Breaking Bad or Goodfellas. I think that's what that show's called. And that mobster New Jersey show, that one's actually really good too. But I like this kind of slow cooker type of series, and I think Mandalorian kind of falls suit with that. Next up, we have Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and again, guys, you guys have definitely kept asking me and recommending me to watch this show, and I did, but not all the way. I watched a handful of episodes, but it's one of those shows where I feel like I have to watch it pretty much every day for a week to even feel like I'm getting anywhere in the show. There's a lot of seasons and there's a lot of things going on. Again, a lot of filler episodes as well. It's a slow cooker type of show, and it's gonna take me a while. So I'm gonna put it in. I haven't seen yet. I haven't finished it yet. It is good. Obviously, I know a lot of the diehard Star Wars fans who have seen it really enjoy it, and it obviously adds a lot of depth to obviously Anakin and Obi-Wan, but also to another whole new character yes, was I on my phone a lot throughout this movie because I didn't like it? It was pretty, dull. Yes. Did I enjoy, some parts of the movie? Yes, I thought, the gambling part with Lando and Han was really cool. That was a lot of fun. Some of the spaceship scenes were pretty cool, and some of the interaction with Chewbacca was cool. And obviously seeing Darth Maul again was pretty hype. But even then, that was probably the hypest part of the entire movie, was seeing Darth Maul. But I don't think they're going to be going anywhere with this series anyway, so I don't think that even is going to matter anymore because the movie didn't do all that well. So that's even something you have to look out for, because it doesn't matter that they show Darth Maul, because they're probably not going to do anything with the series anymore. So it's kind of sad. Solo D has its moments, but man, for the most part, this movie is dull. That's the way I would put it. It's okay. I love Childish Gambino, but couldn't really carry out the rest of this movie, I guess. We have Star Wars Rogue One. Oh man, I'm gonna put that at B. It's a very, very, very good movie. I thought that it was definitely one of the more surprising Star Wars movies that made, or even Star Wars, anything that has come out. And honestly, it's something that's very left field. It's a little bit more, I don't want to say a serious movie, but you could probably even say it's more of a realistic style of movie, just about a normal girl and a normal group of bandits, or not even bandits. Well, I guess, I don't know. Maybe more of a group of outcasts that definitely you wouldn't think that would work very well together, but they end up doing very well together. And it's a movie about, getting the Death Star, I guess blueprints, you could even say, to see where the weak spots are on it. And obviously, that transitions into episode 4, where Luke blows up the Death Star using these blueprints that got acquired through the movie of Rogue One, which is pretty dope. And for even some people, this could be maybe even an S tier, A tier type movie. I enjoyed a lot, but I do feel like this movie is, God, when I watch this movie, I feel like it's like 5 hours long. I feel like this movie definitely drags on a little bit. The storyline kind of drags on, the dialogue sort of drags on. It's a very cool movie, and definitely the end, the last, 45 minutes to maybe even an hour of the movie, it's really high impact, but the start of the movie and sometimes even the middle of the movie, it's pretty boring. So B tier, I feel like it's a good area. Wow, okay, Star Wars The Force Awakens. I'm gonna put that in B tier. This may be because I haven't really seen it all that recently, but I actually really enjoyed that one. This was obviously the very cookie cutter, follows the basis of all the Star Wars movies, but I thought it was good. I thought the introductions to all the characters were really good. I thought the setup to the new trilogy was really set up very well for all the characters. You can see how they're going to put all these characters in their certain directions, which obviously they didn't really do a whole good job of finishing those stories, but they did a good job starting them. Didn't do a very good job finishing them, but yeah, obviously the introduction of Rey, and obviously Finn. Finn was probably my favorite character. I wish they would have done so much more with Finn. Even in this movie, I feel like they could have even done more with Finn, but I feel like it's a good introduction to the new trilogy, and obviously with Han Solo coming back and all those cool, shots with him and Kylo, Ben Solo, and man, I thought it was actually really cool, and I really liked the ending too, with that little snowy fight with Rey and Finn and Kylo. That's probably one of my coolest scenes, I think, in the Star Wars. It's a pretty dope looking scene, especially with all the special effects and 4K and stuff. It looks pretty dope, but yeah, I think it's a solid, normal Star Wars movie. Oh man, next up we have Star Wars A New Hope, Episode 4. Oh my god. This is one of my most controversial ones, and I don't even remember the last time I ranked these, where I even put this movie in my top 10. I think I did a top 10. I'll put it at a very high B. If these were ordered, I'd put it the highest B, low A type of tier. It's good. I think it's more nostalgia, if anything, and I really try to think about that when I'm watching the movie, how important it is and everything like that. And obviously this is the most important one. This is one of the most important movies in maybe cinema history. Obviously in 1977 when this movie came out, it was mind blowing the stuff they could do and the stuff they did and how they filmed this movie. It's super important. Obviously the storyline is crazy in this movie. It's pretty awesome, but again, one of those movies where I feel like it definitely just drags on, and it gets very one tone, one note for a lot of it, and it has its cool moments, and then it's back down to being kind of a dull movie. I think it's really cool. That's not just me thinking, oh, it's just an old movie, it's boring, blah blah blah. I've watched this movie a lot. I really enjoy it. I think it's a high B type tier movie, but when I'm trying to watch a Force Awakens down to C. You know what? I'm gonna move Force Awakens down to C. When I think about it, Episode 3 is like one of those movies that has like a lot of high highs and like a lot of things going on. And even with Rogue One, there's a lot of like intense moments. Obviously, Episode 4 super important to the movie. Force Awakens is good. It's like one of the movies I would actually watch, you know, on a random basis, on a random day. I'll throw it on because I actually enjoy the movie, but it's not like a great movie. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll move that down to C. Put Episode 3 in B tier because again, it's just, jeez, man, the things that happen in that movie. You know, Order 66, the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin. Oh my God! Even the start of the movie is super intense, and then you have the Obi-Wan and General Grievous showdown. And man, I feel like this movie has like so many scenes that are just so iconic in the Star Wars universe. It's pretty amazing. I mean, again, this could be a lot of people's S tier type movies or even A tier type movies. Again, I feel like some parts are a little weird, and obviously, you know, the whole CGI thing in this movie is very weird. Star Wars during this time period was on its CGI high during this time period, so some parts are just like kind of weird, and the storyline gets kind of weird, and the characters aren't that great, but obviously, like I just said, the highs in this movie are some of the best in the whole entire Star Wars universe. It's very important, so I'll probably put it at a B, high B, maybe A. I gotta think about this one. Oh man, Star Wars Episode 2. Episode 2, man, as a kid, I loved this movie a lot. The only reason I really liked this movie as a kid was obviously because of the Jedi, you know, Coliseum part, and obviously the really cool showdown with Count Dooku and Anakin and Obi-Wan. That part is sick. I love that little the last like 45 minutes of the movie is super dope, and all the Jedis come out and have that cool showdown, and then they have the showdown with Count Dooku and all them. That part's dope. Everything before that is, again, kind of boring. I don't even really remember this entire movie. I know when, you know, Obi-Wan goes to Kamino to check out the clones, and then Anakin and Padme like flirt for like an hour and a half throughout the movie. Like, not the greatest. I'll put it in maybe D tier. Maybe I'll put it in C tier for now. I don't think it's Solo. I don't think it's at the same level as Solo. It does have a lot of high highs. Like again, like the last like 45 minutes of the movie is super awesome and cool. But man, everything else in that movie, man, I don't really remember. And I watched this movie a lot as a kid, especially. So that's definitely saying something. Oh, we're already jumping around to Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Oh my God, the last movie, Episode 9. Holy cow! The Rise of Skywalker may be the most controversial Star Wars movie of all time. A lot of people really liked it, and a lot of people, some people probably even hated the movie and how it ended this series, but I'll put it at B. Like, it's, you know, it's solid. Again, it does have a lot of really cool high moments. I mean, of course, when Rey is laying down and you can hear all the Jedis of the past. My boy Qui-Gon Jinn, my favorite Jedi of all time. You can hear my boy Liam Neeson in there telling her she's the GOAT. She has everyone with her, which is pretty cool. And some of the other scenes, like the fight with Kylo and Rey, with all that water action going on, and even her scene where she like sees herself as a Sith. That part is super amazing. I wish they would have dove deeper into that sort of sequence. I wish we would have seen that play out a little bit more. Man, some of the action scenes are really cool. Some of the storyline is really dope. I feel like it's a really solid movie. But again, it just has a lot of flaws, and obviously the ending is also pretty flawed. A lot of people didn't like how it ended, and blah blah blah, this and that. But it's a good movie. So it's not okay one. It's a good movie. Let's leave it at that. At least that's my own opinion. I think it's like a low B tier type area. I don't want to rank it with like Episode 3. That's a little high B tier if I really wanted to go really in depth on these rankings. But I'll throw it in there with B. Up next, we actually have the 8th movie, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, which, they fumbled this one so bad. I feel like the plot, the storyline, the build up to this movie, this probably could have been the best Star Wars movie maybe of all time. I mean, the return of Luke Skywalker and Skywalker's lightsaber, and even Yoda makes an appearance, and Rey finding out who she really is, and you find out the connection see the backstory to that whole thing, and there's just so much to happen. And it's just, they throw it away. They make it almost like a mockery when Luke throws his lightsaber, and all those parts of the Yoda, and then they burn down the Jedi stuff, and like that whole entire sequence of like an hour between Finn and that one character that like falls in love with him. Like, it's just so random and forced. I mean, I really don't want to put this in D, because again, some moments are really cool. Like, again, obviously the build-up was amazing, and even some of the scenes are pretty cool, like the fight scene with Rey and Kylo when they fight together against those like red-suited guys. That sequence is, again, one of the coolest sequences, I think, honestly, in all of Star Wars. I love that little 5-minute sequence of them fighting together. That is beautiful cinematography, but because this is definitely a D tier type movie. Like, this is a movie I would actually skip, if I'm being completely honest, but I'll put it in like the lowest C tier I possibly can if I am, again, ranking these very specifically. But it's definitely not as good as A New Hope. I mean, not A New Hope, Force Awakens, or Episode 2 even. But I think it is better than Solo, so I'll put it above it. Ooh, another controversial opinion I have about it, a Star Wars movie. Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. A lot of people's all-time favorite Star Wars movie ever. S tier. I mean, I could put it in S tier because it is a great movie. I love it. This is maybe one of the best movies of all time. Man, but maybe is S tier really made for like the best because it says S tier the best? Is it really like the best because there can only be one? I'll put it in S for now. Sure, I think it is, again, one of the best movies of all time. The storyline is good. Everything about this movie is really good. Everything. I think everything about this is really solid. But again, kind of my thing, I feel like the movie kind of drags on. I need to look up how long this movie is, because this is also one of those movies where I feel like it's literally like 4.5 hours long. And when I'm remembering what even happens in this movie, I feel like it's two different movies. Like the whole Hoth and Yavin sequences with Luke, and then there's like a whole other sequence of Bespin and the Death Star, and man, there's a whole other like part of this movie that I feel like there's a lot going on, and it gets kind of long. So maybe that's the only critique I could really have on it. So maybe that's why I would really want to bump it down, maybe to A tier, which obviously isn't bad, but it's still a great movie. It's definitely one of the best, for sure. So I'll leave it in S tier for now. Oh man, another kind of controversial one. And again, when I'm ranking these, I've done a ranking of my favorite Star Wars movies, and I feel like is a totally different listing than tier ranking them. I feel, because like I would rather watch Star Wars Force Awakens than I would A New Hope. But that's my own opinion. I would rather watch The Force Awakens than A New Hope, but I wouldn't tier rank above it. You know what I mean? I'm sort of taking into a lot of different things when I'm thinking about tier ranking them, instead of just would I rather watch, which movie is my favorite. And Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is a movie that I would love to watch. It's maybe top 3, top 5, if I'm being completely honest, with a movie that I would love to watch. Again, this is like my Star Wars I grew up watching, and again, Qui-Gon Jinn, my favorite Jedi of all time. I love Padawan, Obi-Wan, and even, oh god, Darth Maul, my favorite Sith of all time. And the music and the fight scenes, oh my goodness, one of my favorite fight scenes that is super underrated is the fight scene of Qui-Gon and Darth Maul on Tatooine. That fight scene is super sick. Obviously, there's a lot of reasons why you can drop this movie down, like Jar Jar and the CGI and blah 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 blah. But hey, a lot of people might even put this in an F tier type of ranking, but I'll put it in C tier. I think it is okay. It's okay. I think it's definitely heavily criticized for whatever reason. And again, if I'm ranking these based off of my favorite ones, it's probably top 3, top 5, if I'm being completely honest. But if I'm tier ranking it, taking into all the other sort of considerations, I think it's solid. It's an okay movie, but again, the highs in this movie are some of the most untouchable sequences of all of Star Wars. Again, like Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Darth Maul fight scene is like, wow, that's almost perfect. Okay, Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars Bad Batch, two things I haven't seen yet, so I'm going to be skipping over those. Let me know if Bad Batch is good. I know that's on Disney Plus. Let me know if that's a good thing to see and watch. Again, I'm not really too big on the animated series, but I have started Clone Wars, so I'm going to try to finish that maybe first. Star Wars episodes, and I know I'm putting it in C because this had a lot of hype around it, and I thought even it was going to be a series, or at least each episode was going to be illustrated in a different way, but it was going to be one big series. Instead, they're just like individual 10 to 15 minute mini episodes of, anime, Star Wars, which sounds really cool, right? A lot of the episodes were very dull. Some of them were amazing. I think there was maybe 1, 2, or maybe even 3 of them maybe that were like, oh my god, if this was like an actual series, I would drop everything and watch it fully. But some of them were kind of weird, and some of them were just not bad. I literally just skipped watching it, you know what I mean? So I'll put it in C. It was good. The good ones were really good, and the bad ones were, again, I literally just stopped watching because I just didn't enjoy them at all. So I'll put it in C. Maybe that's also because it was a little overhyped. I feel like, in my opinion, anime Star Wars sounds absolutely amazing, but execution was pretty bad on most of them. And finally, we're up to the spoiler point of this this video. So if you have not finished or have seen Book of Boba Fett, I highly recommend you stop, skip ahead a couple minutes, 2-3 minutes, because I finished it recently. And I will say, I will give it a C as well. I thought it was very average, and I'm kind of disappointed with that. When going into this, you think it's gonna be an episodic, really cool showing of Boba Fett, the bounty hunter, and his new upbringing in Tatooine, and what he's gonna do to the city, and this and that. Bruh, this show turns into Mandalorian season 2, part 2. You know what I mean? Like, the first 4 episodes of this show is just kind of meaningless. It's some backstory of him like escaping the pits of Tatooine, and him and how he found his way, and the whole sequences with the Tusken Raiders. I thought that was cool for like an episode, and then it just dragged on and on and on. It's like, okay, I get it. Like, can we see what's going on? And then the scenes, even with the new characters, were kind of also meaningless. Like, they have like these like pop punk, like teenage, outlaws, or just like tag-alongs with them, which were like kind of weird. I didn't really like those characters. It's called the Book of Boba Fett, and Boba Fett wasn't even the best part about the series. The best parts of the series were when the Mandalorian returned for the last like 4 episodes, and those 4 other episodes really made the show fun and cool. And Luke comes back, and Ahsoka Tano, and Baby Yoda, and there's Jedi training, and you see Mando with the dark saber, and like, yeah, like, this is awesome. But you also forget that this is even a Boba Fett series. Like, what is even happening with this series? I have no idea. And lastly, just kind of quickly, Star Wars Episode 6 is the last thing we have here. And for me, which is the reason why I was kind of controversial with the Episode 5 pick at S, is because I do think that Episode 6, in my opinion, is my favorite. It's what I think is the best. So I'm putting it in S tier. Now again, if I have to move Episode 5 down to A, then hey, that's what I gotta do. But again, I can leave it up there alongside of it because I do think it's one of the best. I think it's definitely S tier ranking alongside Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi, in my opinion, is like the perfect pace, perfect storyline, perfect highs and lows. I feel like it's very, the storytelling, the music. I feel like just everything about this movie is a nice bow on top of the ending to the original sort of saga that was Star Wars Episodes 1 through 6. I thought it's the perfect ending, and I thought it was super sick. So, I don't know, man. Again, a movie I really grew up watching a lot. I remember having the original VHS tapes of Episodes 4 through 6, and this would be the one I would always have in my own personal VCR TV in my own room when I was a kid, and I loved it a lot. So, yeah, I don't know. I could always go in a lot more detail about why I love it and blah, 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 but this movie would be an hour long. This video would be an hour long, so, yeah, I think that's the tier rankings, I guess. That's my listing. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys liked the video. If you do like the video, and also if you want more Star Wars content, definitely let me know. I've obviously stayed away from Star Wars stuff. Obviously, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is like one of the biggest things on my channel. All the videos have done really well, but like, dude, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is like, it's a dead game. They're not having any more updates.